Hi, I'm Mads, and ever since I was 5 years old, I've created Fakemons. And it's time to remake them all. Join me to create the Hydonso region. Welcome back to the Hydonso region. On today's agenda, we will recreate 4 Pokemon. 2 birds and 2 rabbits. And the first one out is the bunny. Originally, this bunny was supposed to become the fire starter of the Hydonso region. However, at the time, Scorbunny was just released, so I changed my fire starter into a penguin. I really liked it, so not only will it be the fire starter of the next region I'm gonna make, but I'm also gonna create a regional variant of it for the Hydonso region. So of course it takes massive inspiration from its fire origins, and it's of course based on dust and bunnies. I really want its ears to be fists. It is because originally I planned to make it a fire fighting starter, because I really like the idea of a rabbit using its ears. Remind you, this was created before the Diggersby line was created, in order to push its fighting type even more. I imagine it uses fists to try to fight against anyone that tries to remove it. Kind of a reference to no matter how much you try to remove the dust, they will find their way back. Played around with its stance, if it should stand on 2 legs or if it should stand on 1 leg. Ultimately I ended up with 1 leg, and the coloring was pretty straightforward. Destiny, solo form, the Dust Bunny Pokemon. Ground, fighting type. Ability, schooling, and cotton down. Dex entry. Until recently, Destiny was considered to be a regional variant of the Medijo region's fire starter, Flareoney. Now it's concluded to be a convergent form. Because of this recent change, many still call this Pokemon Flareoney. Destiny lets itself get taken by the wind. They may seem cute, but they have a strong fighting spirit, and they're able to multiply quickly. Its shiny is of course an albino rabbit. What do you think about this little cutie? So what will it look like when it uses its ability schooling? So of course, since it was supposed to be a starter, it had a second and a third stage. And for a while I tried to merge them together to make more like a kangaroo-like Pokemon, but didn't feel like it would fit. So I was inspired by Wishy-Washy and gave it the school form. I tried my own spins on this form, making it look completely different than what Wishy-Washy looks like, but ultimately I decided to go with the same type of body shape, but instead of all the glowing eyes, I just went with bunny faces. Destiny, school form, the Dust Bunny Pokemon. Ground, fighting type. Ability, schooling. Dex entry. If Destiny has the ability schooling and it feels threatened, it will gather together as a colony in order to defend their territory. This massive school of bunnies makes most predators flee. With the exception of its natural enemy, Paleovacuumus. When facing its natural enemy, Destiny will gather together in order to run away to make the nest somewhere else. Its shiny form is also an albino, but with more shades of colors. What do you think about Destiny's school form? I think it turned out pretty great, and I love all the little bunny faces on it. Imagining this thing trying to rebel against you when you're trying to vacuum your room. So which one is your favorite? And let's try to solve this dust problem. We will go all the way to 2005 when I made these 2 birds during class. I've always been a fan of this line, especially the first stage with its paws. But I didn't really have an idea of what I wanted them to turn into until I decided, hey, what if they are based on vacuum cleaners? So the first stage is based on a handheld vacuum. It's also based on a road runner, and I'm well aware that many Fakemon artists likes to create road runners. But I can guarantee you none of them are based on a vacuum cleaner at the same time. And like I said before, I love its little paws, so I kept them. Swampert, the road cleaner Pokemon. Flying type. Ability, dust cleaner and aerialate. Hidden ability, Mother Drive. Dex entry. This Pokemon stores its food in its head. It has an incredible filtering system, quickly identifying what is nourishment and what is waste. Much can be learned from Swampert about using waste as an energy source. They are popular Pokemon to have around the house. And since vacuum cleaners tends to be red for some reason, that's its shiny. Let's evolve this little guy, which is done by giving it an electric stone. Because it's only natural that we give the vacuum cleaner more power. It took me a long time before I managed to settle on what I wanted the final evolution to look like. Its original design was loosely based on a pelican, and I wanted to keep some of those elements, but I wanted to go further and base it on a Quetzalcoatlus, very difficult to say, apparently one of the biggest birds that have ever lived. So I combined it with a vacuum cleaner, a pelican, and of course trash bags. I like that it looks simple, but also it looks complicated in some sort of way. Two big challenges I had with this was to find a pose that I felt like could show everything I wanted, and what colors should I go for. Ultimately I ended up with like red orangey, and I didn't like it in the beginning, but it grew on me. Vacuumus, the vacuum cleaner Pokemon. Flying type. Ability Dust Cleaner and Aerialate. Hidden ability Lightning Rod. Dex entry. This massive bird Pokemon lives in dusty areas. It inhales its food through its beak and store it in their gular pouch for then later to be consumed. Other than trash, their main source of food is destiny. However, they have been seen to go out of their way to prey on Repniensiae A4. Vacuumus is a great teammate for cleaning up after big events. Its wingspan is unmatched. Its shiny is blue. What do you think of Vacuumus? You might have some questions, and I will answer them right now. Firstly, let's talk about their new ability, Dust Cleaner. This ability makes all damaging flying type moves super effective against rock and ground type Pokemon. It's pretty self-explanatory. And another question you may have, why are they not electric type, especially because you evolve it with electric stone? I explained this in my drill and Minecraft video, that I like when Pokemon takes on attributes but doesn't necessarily get the typing. I wanted this line to be solely flying type because they are vacuum cleaners and they are birds. And yes, vacuum cleaners do get electricity, and throughput is also yellow. And I considered for a while, but ultimately decided that I wanted to be pure flying type because we also need more of those. And I even hint to the electrical power in their hidden abilities. So simply explained, the electrical stone gives it the power it needs to become a stronger vacuum cleaner. What do you think? Let me know in the description below. And which one of today's Pokemon is your favorite? I quite like them all, but Swoopbird is my favorite. It's just so cute. And here is a hint for an upcoming Pokemon. What do you think it will be? If you want to see more of my old Pokemon, I recommend checking out this video where I review and talk about my old designs. Maybe you find a Pokemon that you would like me to recreate. Or maybe you are curious about the Pokemon I mentioned before called Repniensiae A4. We'll know more about it here. And please like and subscribe so I can make more fake Pokemon. And with that, let's recreate them all in the next video. Mads out.